Hello everyone and welcome to the program Big Talk here on Global Television. My name is Adikat Michael and a pleasure tonight to have you join us on the program. A whole lot of development in terms of how the nation is faring. 2 days after the return of the president, many are still looking forward to see what reforms in terms of approaches to the current state of the economy that the president will be confronting differently. We understand the issues of inflation, rising inflation, and it looks that every day there are issues of the rising cost of living among Nigerians. All of these have forced many to react. And the recent reaction is from the former Nigerian military head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar. General Abubakar expressed his concern over the current state of the country in terms of the economic hardship. He's stating that it's getting out of control. He was really emphasizing on the fact that many Nigerians are struggling to afford basic needs like food and transportation, and that everybody is crying about hardship and it's getting out of control. People can't afford three square meals and all of that. He has also disclosed that he belongs to a forum that has passed 3 recommendations to the federal government on the way out of the current economic hardship, as given our palliative is not a solution to hikes in food and commodities across the nation. There are a whole lot of concerns and issues about that, but in a way, it looks that the president have insisted that he is on top of the situation in terms of turning things around for good. But the questions on the lips of many Nigerians as to for how long would this take, and what are the yardsticks? What are the short-term measures that will cushion the effect of these economic reforms and policies taken by the government? Tonight, we're looking at the rising cost of living, and my guest is Dr. Prince Godson Onogbama, a serial entrepreneur and a politician who joins us live here on the program this evening to get started. Thanks so much, Doctor, for joining us on the program.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. A whole lot is happening in the country, and I understand that you are bothered because every day you are receiving calls of many Nigerians who are saying, I'm hungry. I recall last month, many went on the street to protest. And if you ask the protesters, they will tell you it was due to the hardship, it was due to the hunger. What is your assessment about the rising cost of living? Because it looks that every day as a Nigerian, we are battling with the rising cost of living.
It's a pitiable situation to find a nation as rich as Nigeria, but at resources, mineral resources, the level of assets that we have, to have its citizens to be hungry. And it's a pitiable situation. It's not supposed to be head of a nation, the giant of Africa. As it
I doubt if you are still the giant of Africa as it is right now.
We'll dwell on that. We'll dwell on that as we move forward. So it's a pitiable situation, and it's not a secret. The whole world knows that Nigerians are hungry, Nigerians are angry, and there are a lot of issues that are going on in the society today. They talk about kidnapping, armed robbery, stealing, and all that. It's on the hike. People cannot longer feed their families. In fact, look at Abuja of recent. There are a lot of accidents.
What's the cause?
A lot of people are thinking. They are depressed. Now, just last week, I was kind of wearing my car, and after buying for like 90,000 because I have some engagement for the weeks. I was almost like a.
How many liters is being filled at 90,000 now?
Like around 80 to 90 liters.
Prior to maybe last year, it was lesser than that.
When I started buying from that particular car, I was filling my tank with 17,000. So look at the multiplication. Look at the effect. So it's a pitiable situation, and it's not really funny. Nigerians are going through hell. I myself, I'm going through hell. In fact, it is bad for business. Businessmen and women are crying. The environment is no longer suitable for business, and the government have to do something about it before it goes out of hand. Thank you.
All right, Doctor, it looks that every time things goes up in Nigeria, it never gets down. Have you really witnessed that? Because it looks that just as we were thinking that we'll be buying fuel at 500 before, we had 600, and now we are having over 1,000, and it looks that every day it's growing hardship. But on the other end, it looks government are saying we are under the situations, we are dealing with it, but Nigerians are saying this is not matching with the market reality. That when we go to the market, the cup of rice is not the same it was 2 2 months ago. Tomato, pepper, and all of those commodities are not the same. Do you feel that there are factors that probably are hindering some of these development? Because if you look at inflation, they will tell you inflation is dropping. But if you go to the market, the common Nigerian is not seeing this thing reflective in the market.
Well, the issue of price hikes, inflation, and all of that, there are a lot of factors we consider there. First of all, the government have a role to play, and we, the citizens, have a role to play, and even the traders, they have a role to play. You know, this issue of corruption is not really a part of public office holders, businessmen. We as Nigerians, we have to be protected of ourselves in the first place. Now, there was a time when the federal government came out with the policy that they are giving rice at the rate of 40,000 per bag. Did you know what happened? Some persons who have access to this rice were rebagging it and still selling it at the rate of 80 to 90,000 naira. So was that the fault of government? No, this is the fault of individuals who control market fair, a fair market share in the market. Privileged people who have access to goods are not following the rudiments of government in terms of pricing mechanism. And when we talk about the role of government here, I think the body assigned or responsible for price regularization, they are not doing that job. They're not doing that job because nothing is regulated in this country. They have to be up to their games. There's no price mechanism where you buy, for example, let's say you want to buy, let's say, what would I use to make an example? Let's say you want to buy this share. There's going to be a standard price for this share.
So you are saying that there are no regulations in the market. And then because there are people that will feel that we have a commission that is responsible for that. And at the other end, that you cannot regulate the market if you are not easing businesses for them. That's another consideration they are having.
This is let's say it's a coin now. Let's say a two side of a coin. We have a role to play. Government have a role to play. You can't be blaming government when you yourself have yourself to blame. So if we want to blame government, we have to blame ourselves too. We all have to come to the drawing board and solve problems. Okay, government do this and we do this. So everyone has a role to play. Get it right and the government get it right, and we'll live in a very better country and have a better economy.
All right. Now, a concern about the issues of housing and accommodation is also being a concern for many Nigerians. It looks that some persons have been displaced in terms of lacking where to stay and all of that. And it falls back to the fact that they cannot afford. It's about affordability. So many Nigerians are saying we do not have the affordability power in terms of purchasing things, in terms of paying for things and services. And that if government has said we'll increase minimum wage to 70,000, okay, up till now, minimum wage have not been implemented. Our income have not increased, but we are having more expenditure. Do you feel that there is no proper balancing from what government ought to do in terms of empowering workers by way of implementation of the new minimum wage so as cash to flow? Because it seems that this is where cash is has to flow. I agree with you. There's no equilibrium between what we're earning and the cost of things in the market. For example, you're filling your car with 92 to 80,000 or 100,000. There are some people that feed their cars above that. Now, for example, I'm filling my car with 90,000 naira, which is more than minimum wage. Who does that? What country does that? Does it make sense to us? There's no logic there. Even the bag of rice, the bag of rice is more than minimum wage. It's kind of funny. So it's not a hidden secret. It's not a secret. There's no equilibrium between what we are earning and the price of things in the market. So it's really a problem. So I agree with you that there have been deficits in housing because of they don't have access to funds. So it's really a problem, and the Ministry of Housing should look into it. And in fact, it's a general thing. It's a general thing that government should work on. The government should listen to the people. Everybody is angry. I'm an APC member. I can't go to the market and tell them, I'm an APC member, please reduce the price. I can't tell my landlord at the end of the day. So even APC members are buying some. Of course. You don't present your cards to get cheap commodities. Probably Nigerians were thinking that maybe you have different filling stations that APC members are buying some of their. We're all going through it. Even government officials are going through it. Let me shock you. I know of a politician who actually goes with convoy. But a particular function wanted to attend. He reduced his convoy to 2. He just took his serious and one of his SUVs. He's somebody that will go like 5 to 6 cars. But that is what you want to be for Nigeria. Nigerians are saying that our leaders are not also going through what we are going through, that if you are telling us to exercise patience that things will work, that we expect that they also reduce, the cost of their expenses and the cost of living. And that's why some of them have been probably triggered by the fact that there is a flamboyant lifestyle by the leaders. There is not reflective of the economy. And we can't buy private jet at this time. We can't pay National Assembly more wages than this time. We increases their salary. We can't buy more executive cars for National Assembly. This is not the time for that. What is your assessment about what Nigerians are concerned about?
I've always had this support. I've supported the notion that there should be a reduction on the cost of administration and then cost of running government. It has to be reduced. If you go to the country of the West, you don't see that politician, probably a senator driving a lot of convoys and all that. You go to the person that can enter the Congress, does his job, go back home and all that. So some of all these things we have to cut our sizes, cut our expenses, so we can better the lives of Nigerians. Yes.
All right. Do you feel that Nigerians are complaining enough? Because there are those I would think that what led to the end by governance protest was due to a political motive. People want to contest for 2027, finding a way of fueling, the crisis and agitation. But the other end, Nigerians are saying probably we are just asking of a reduction in terms of the economic hardship. How do you begin to balance that action by protesters last month and understanding that government are thinking that they are trying to commit treason?
Okay, I believe you understand what's called propaganda. As smart politicians, the politicians always look for lapses, look for situations, to take advantage against opposition. So it's one of the propaganda of opposition to say that some persons are, setting up, instigating people to protest. Nigerians do protest because of somebody instigating them. There might be some indicators to prove that people were being instigated to protest. But to me, on my own perspective, and understanding of the situation on the ground, I think Nigerians were united by hunger. This was not a sponsored protest. Nigerians were united by hunger. And I believe, His Excellency, the president of this great and wonderful nation, His Excellency, President Tinubu Bola Ahmed, is a listening president. In fact, he's a bona fide leader. He's a man of astute reputation, and he listens to people, and he will listen to Nigerians. Nigerians are united by hunger and are crying to their father, who is the president, to listen to them. And I believe that he's going to listen, because he has had several events where he talked about the economy. He knows what we are passing through, and their strategies and methodologies that is being in place right now to combat the situations, and it's begging for time. Though Nigerians are not too patient, because we are united by hunger. Hunger is too much. I won't lie to you. If you go to my Facebook Messenger, you will see a lot of account numbers. People ask me for money. Sometimes I will just laugh. This person doesn't know what I'm passing through. I also have challenges. I also have responsibilities that are before my face. So, but those that I know I can, those that have important and
but you cannot touch everybody.
You can't touch everybody. I'm a businessman.
That's the reason.
That's the
reason. Because that's the reason we are trying to see how government can begin to make things work, so as to make life of Nigerians get better. There are a whole lot of concern, because when you said the president is on top of the situation, we probably Nigerians are not doubting the capacity of the president, but for the question Nigerians may ask is, for how long will it take? And at what cost? Because this is over 16 months of its administration, and it looks that things are getting worse. In terms of corruption, people are saying that you rather begin to see how you can change some person. If your ministers is not working, change them. Look at the NNPC sector. Look at what is happening in that sector. Be in charge of that sector and deal with that sector, so as for Nigerians to breathe. Do you feel that is a misplaced concern by Nigerians?
It's not a misplaced concern. It's not a misplaced concern. In fact, the issue of the NNPC, the president has to have in-depth study of what is going on in the NNPC, because there are a lot of speculations, that have not been actually proven. We just hear grapevines. So we cannot really say grapevines, although grapevines have some atom of truth and atom of lies. So we can't really picture it and say this is a cogent factor to be considered. when judging issues like this. So, but the issue of NNPC, the federal government, the president, in fact, he is the Minister of Petroleum, he has to look in depth into it and see how we can get ourselves from this mess. This is a mess. We have to get away from it. And that's what government is all about, solving problem. There's a problem now, and government should solve the problem. So issues of the government appointees, someone that's not fit to be in such offices should be excused and let capable hands take over. I'm in great support of that.
Because it looks that after a year of some of these ministers, many Nigerians are saying that the people that you gather to do the job are not performing enough. And he also the concern that, Mr. President, you said you did this in Lagos. Why probably is it taking time over a year plus for you to materialize some of those things in Nigerians? Because we are much particular about the rising cost of living. You know, you look at level of criminalities in the state, in the country, kidnapping, banditry for ransom, and all of this. There are those that will tell you that it's all triggered by the economic hardship. Do you feel that there must be a drastic and urgent steps to be taken? Because when we understand that what president have on ground is something that will work, but for how fast can this be adopted?
In the first note, or in the first place, I'm not in the government, the president's executive committee, or the executive team. I wouldn't know the steps they are taking because I'm not there. Some steps.
But you will demand that the president should take urgent steps.
Yes. I also have other contributions to make as per boosting the Nigeria economy, you know. So I wouldn't know the steps and procedures that the government is taking, but what I believe is that plans are ongoing to reverse situations. And as a Nigerian, I'm not speaking as a politician right now or a member of APC, we're urging the president and his team to fast-track whatever plans that they have, so that it doesn't go out of control. We don't want chaos to be in the streets and all of that, because the report from the last protest was not fanciable.
Oh, all right. When the president of Roof Subsidy had said there will be CNG buses that will be available, and all of these were means to trying to cushion the effect of the hardship, and the Nigerians are now saying probably you have not provided some of those things that you said you provide for us to cushion transportation fares. Because we look at a common man who was probably working maybe from Kubwa or Maraba, and are saying that the transportation is high, and are concerned about seeing what we can do if we must move from fuel, because we've seen CNG buses, we've seen CNG intervention. How can they also maximize properly other means of transportation? Because in a way, us relying on fuel, it means that we're gonna be going into a very deep crisis, because NNPC is looking at even Dangote and NNPC are saying that fuel will be over 1,000 naira officially, and if it's 1,000 in Abuja, it means that in other states it may be over 1,500 and thereabout. And this is also drawing concern about the hardship. Do you feel that we must begin to diversify it in terms of a transportation system, and the president must take the lead?
Let me start from the CNG buses you talk about. Just like every other Nigerian, we saw pictures of buses. Some persons, bloggers were complaining, and these buses were painted, these were not brand new, all of that. That's not the question right now. The question is, where are the buses? Where are the buses? So these buses have to remain available. The Minister of Transportation should do something about this. We saw pictures. Let's see them on the road. It will help cushion the level of expenses on Nigerians and, of course, the civil servants. This issue of high cost of transportation is affecting government administration. I will tell you how. There are some civil servants who don't go to the office right now. And yourself and I, myself, we know that we have minimal control or disciplinary actions in the civil service, where somebody, director might not even come to work for 3 times in a week, maybe we just stroll in, and you understand. So talk of people who are earning lesser salaries. So most of them are not really active on their job. That's for that. The bosses will help cushion the effects on Nigerians. Then when you talk about diversifying our transportation system, it is very important that we do that. I will tell you why. Because it helps to create jobs. Peradventure, we network the whole of Nigeria with railway system, where the train is being linked from communities to communities, area to area, and all of that. It will create job, and if I will pay less for transport cost and all of that. Then you talk about let's say the water transportation. So this is an aspect that countries use to generate funds, revenue to administrate or take care of government expenses and also do infrastructures for our people. So we have to look at all these things. Like issue of Lagos, if you work on water transportation effectively, there will be reduction of traffic in Lagos State and help create more jobs. So we have to look into this. Please, the president should take, as a matter of fact, take it very serious, and of course the Minister of Transportation.
All right. About concern on food, food insecurity is on the rise. I mean, when you look at the fact that that those who tell you that they can longer afford food, and when they say they're hungry, it means that 3 square meals is not even obtainable in some of the homes we have. And they are concerned about, some person will tell you that not because there is no food, there is food in the market, but people do not have the capacity to buy the food. And when you understand about availability and affordability, it has also been brought to this concern that even when it's available, some person cannot afford. And even when some person can afford, it looks that it's not available. So what can be done to put food back to many Nigerians' family? Because these are the statistics that probably may really get to encourage these agitations if it's not being dealt with from that very grassroots.
Okay, I'm a worry boy, but I'm an Orobo boy. Let's say I'm an area boy, in the sense that
NIB.
Okay, I remember there was a time in my life when we have a farmland very close to our house or in the bush. Because my mom will have different farms. We'll plant cassava, we'll plant potato, and some vegetables and all of that, once I can remember. Now, Nigerians can no longer go to the farm. Judging from my personal research and feasibility study, the last time I traveled home for a local government election, I was able to go. We went to some communities, we interviewed some occupants of the residents of the community. They can't go to the farm. What are the reasons? They said there are kidnappers in the bush, there are herdsmen in the bush, there are thieves and all manner of dangerous people in the bush. It's a problem. So the government should work on the security architecture of the country, because this is also affecting the availability of food in the market and then the cost. For example, you find somebody, maybe your colleague or your friend or your neighbor went to the market, to the farm to do what it's supposed to do and get killed. Will you want to go to that same bush, to that same farmland? So it's also a problem. So it also increases the prices of available food in the market. So we have to work on our security architecture. In fact, by now, the issue of Boko Haram, kidnappers in the bush, and all of that is not supposed to be heard. If we have a working security architecture, we should be having this. All our major generals should be doing something. In fact, they should be ashamed of themselves. I mean, major general, okay, why have you been able to end Boko Haram and allow people to go to the farm, lawful duties and all of that? You know, and this will boost our GDP. If there are lots of produce coming from the market
from different states. Because every state has their peculiarity of what they are producing.
In fact, the local government chairman should be doing something about agriculture, not just making security available, but also investing on agriculture. If all local governments have a vast land of farm where they are producing crop, I tell you there will be food everywhere. So the issue of high prices will also reduce. So this is one of the factors that we have to consider.
So do you feel that the state are leaving all of this job alone to the federal government? Because there are those that will tell you, with all of the allocation to the state, that state governors and state government are not doing their best. Because you just mentioned a very important point about investing in agriculture. There are some states that probably may not be confronted with insecurity, but are they taking advantage of what is your assessment about that?
You know, when you ask an average Nigerian, how is government performing, they will focus on federal government. They won't have the information of how much federal government is pumping into their states. So Nigerians will be looking at their state government. Watch your governors. Watch your representatives. Watch your senator. Watch your House of Assembly member. I was proud of my House of Assembly member, Honorable Matthew Omonade. When he gave a constituency briefing, he called his constituents together. I was there. You know, there's a story. He called them together. He said, come, this is how I've been running this constituency. He gave them briefing of everything he has been able to do, all the bills he has been able to push in the 12 years. And then he also told them how he has been able to manage the resources, and he brought life examples of students, women that he has been able to empower. I also witnessed the empowerment of over 1,000 and something women. I think 1,150 or so.
So he's giving back to the people.
Giving back to the people, that's what government should be. Giving back to the people that are sent to represent them, give back to them. So our people are just focusing on federal government alone. The government is pumping, right from Buhari's administration, a lot of money have been paid. Okay, now some billions were paid to state governors from the south. We didn't hear about these monies until former governor Wike made mention of it. And they started defending what, I don't want to go into all that. You understand? So the state governors have to be very effective. They have to be, you know, they have to diversify. They have to call their commissioners together. Not having a commissioner of agriculture that doesn't know what agriculture is all about. Not having a commissioner on commerce that doesn't know what commerce is all about. We have to go back onto our drawing board and make things to work. Develop our state with our state resources. So there are a lot of work to be done from the state government angle down to local government. I'm very appreciative of the fact that the local government are granting autonomy. It should not be on just record that there's autonomy for local government now. It should be practical. And should be made
in terms of implementation. Because we are bothered about how we can begin to track, I mean, some of the savings from subsidy, how we can track some of what government are investing with. Because when you look at the borrowings, the statistics from what government are borrowing, you understand that when you have a breakdown from even the FAC allocation, it's increasing every day, that some are taken to local government, I mean, some are taken to state, and state are meant to take it for a local government project. And now, just very disturbed that we now have local government autonomy. But that's some that are saying that the local government are not entirely free, that some state governors are still in position influencing some of the local government. We've seen in Oyo State where the local government chairman came out to say, we want all our money to still be controlled by the governor. We've also seen statements like that. We've also seen local government election conducted in some state, and the ruling party or the sitting party has to tax all. We've also seen all of this concern. So we are concerned about if the local government autonomy has been implemented by now, do you really feel that some of these allocations will be sent to local government will probably be utilized for the people of the local?
You can't judge what you have not tried. Let's try it, and we can make our judgments. Okay, the SGA autonomy is an issue of great importance to Nigerians, because for the very first time we'll be having a SGA that is well funded. So if our SGA chairman wants to misappropriate funds, we'll be able to hold him accountable. Sir, you receive so and so things, funds every month. Okay, what have you done with our money? You should be able to question them. But right now, you question your local commission, they will tell you the state government have not given us funds, or the funds that are coming to us are very minimal, and we're using to pay salaries of the SGA staffs and all of that. So let's try it and see how it's going to work out for Nigerians.
A lot of us. Very lastly, before we wrap up on that, what of your utmost concern to the path that this is what government must pay attention to and for Nigerian people?
Okay. The government first of all must look into the issue of the fuel. Which will be able to like.
So you feel it's not the right time for government to be taxing Nigerians?
Business is not doing well. Business are not doing.
So the environment are not faring well.
It's not fair. The policies.
Are people closing up? Wrapping up their business?
I've reduced my working days to 3 times in a week. Yes, I've told my staff, because their salary goes on transportation and feeding, and it's not even enough. I have to reduce it, and many other companies are doing the same. Some of them say, please work from home.
Those are said that some are reducing even the capacity. I mean, their staff, and they are pushing them back to the unemployment ratio.
I have to relinquish some of my staff, begging them, please, I'm going to call you back when things are balanced.
So it's because of the economy situation.
Of course, because of the economy. Because of the economy. So we have to work on our policies. We have to work on agriculture. We have to create more industries. Nigeria has to make a state of emergency on industrialization. Let's make every local government, let's make every state, let's make Nigeria as a whole a production ground. Every corner there should be production, and let's boost our export, and then we'll get more money. In fact, our banks of trade will be smiling at us, and we're all happy.
All right, we can't really exhaust some of these contributions, but a very big thanks you to Dr. Prince Godson on Opoma. Thanks so much for joining us on the program and giving us a lovely insight. We do hope to have you again on the program.
Thank you for having me.
All right, everyone. We are also having a lot of concern about the state of the nations, and of course, we'll be delving into the issues of Dangote and NNPC petroleum pricing. We can't really confirm what may be going on in that sector. We have an analyst who will be joining us via Zoom to give us an insight on the
For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight.
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society. For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight.
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society. For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight.
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society. For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight.
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society. For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight.
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society. For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight.
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society. For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight,
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society. For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight,
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society. For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight,
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society. For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight,
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society. For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight,
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society. For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight,
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society. For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight,
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society. For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight,
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society. For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight,
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect